All right, guys, so we're back in the shop again. One more talking video before we get back to working on some stuff. I was gonna throw this in with the Truck Wars video, but the video was getting kind of long, really wordy. Didn't want to do that, so I figured I'd throw this one in. And this is gonna be the follow-up for the King of the Streets event. So if you look back, you'll see a couple days ago, but by this point probably, I uploaded some footage from the King of the Streets. And now I just want to go down and break down kind of what happened at that event, because it was some stuff that I wasn't really expecting. And again, like I said in the last video, learned some stuff with the dad bod. So anyways, this event is one that I won a couple years ago. I won it with Nathan's truck when I owned it. And at the time, the truck was running like 770. And the rules for that event is just that you have to have a 22-inch rim and bigger. That's it. Well, after I won, then they decided you're not allowed to have all-wheel drive anymore. So now we more or less go out to support. There's a car show, support Calvin and some of those guys, and then also run some testing soon, try to line up with some street cars. Well, of course, we show up out there this year, and nobody wants to race. Nobody wants to line up with a diesel truck anymore. So kind of frustrating. You go out there. I mean, I don't go out and talk trash. I don't go out and try to bet people. I just want to go out and be able to run a car. And I had to go out there and make solo runs all day. So anyways, Adam came out and decided to go buck wild and did like a half-track four-wheel drive burnout. And I think he ended up hurting something with the converter. So that kind of ended his day early. AJ made a couple hits, and he again was having issues spooling. So that converter is definitely coming out, and we're going to loosen up the stall in it and try to make the truck work like it should. Brent was out there, made a couple hits in his truck. His truck's doing pretty good. He's still learning it, but he's getting pretty comfortable in the seat. And I don't know, he's doing pretty good, but we're happy for him. And then the dad bod. So like I said, I had to make buy runs because nobody would line up with me. So I went up, and the first hit I wanted to run exactly like I normally would, because it was kind of warm, but not as hot as Truck Wars. And I wanted to see what the truck would do. So I left on the staging limiter, left on tune 3. I shifted up just a little above 4,800 RPMs, kind of like I was at Truck Wars. And I was just really more or less paying attention to the truck, what it was doing, because I wasn't worried about racing anybody. And I wanted to see what was going on with the truck. The truck left pretty good. We did a 156, 60 foot. The truck went 688 at almost 103. So real similar to how it normally does. A little bit weak on the ET, but I mean, like I said, it was kind of warm that day, so it wasn't completely unexpected. So we come around, did one more hit in it. That time I wanted to try something a little different. I left without the staging limiter with a little bit more RPM to try to see if I could get a 140, 60 foot. And didn't work. The truck did a 151 though, which is pretty good. And I still was running on tune 3. And instead of shifting at close to 5,000 RPMs, I shifted at 45. The reason I did that was on the previous pass, it felt like when I shifted up at like 4,900 to 5 grand, it started to fall off of power. It's like the fuel was starting to fall off up there at that high RPM. So I backed it down to 4,500, and the truck definitely picked up some power. We ended up running out 104 miles an hour. All day, I was telling everybody that asked, the truck went at 678. And I just sat down in the seat and looked at the time slip and realized it was a 668, not a 678. So definitely a new personal best. The truck felt good, ran good, drove home, doing its normal thing. Everybody talks about how consistent it is. Don't jinx me, because one day the luck is bound to run out. This motor's got 186,000 miles. It's got somewhere around 125 passes now at over 1,000 horsepower. Completely stock motor, even though some people don't believe it. And it's still kicking. So we're extremely happy with this truck. The trans has been doing great for us. The motor's doing great. The full setup just works, and kind of scared about what's going to happen when it happens. But anyways, that's how the dad bod did. But then we were throwing a little bit of a curveball. So a lot of you guys have been asking about the junkyard box. Well, this was the first event that the junkyard box showed up at. The car is running now. Got pretty much all of the bugs as far as the drivetrain worked out. So the car runs and drives pretty good. I didn't know it, but the night before I had to work, and Calvin actually took the car out to the track and made the first couple passes with it. So came out to the event on Saturday, And I tried to give him a hand, you know, with staging, getting his burnouts right and all that. It was the first time he had driven the car down the track. The night before, he had his cousin driving. So anyways, he made a couple passes. He wasn't happy with how the car was doing. It was more so, you know, he's been out of the seat for 14 years. So he called me right before they called the cars up for the driver's meeting and asked me if I would drive it for him. And I said, man, I'll try. You know, I mean, I literally never even sat in the car with it running, but, you know, I'll give it a shot. And I'll tell you, man, the car is a freaking blast. It is definitely a world of difference from driving one of these things to driving a gas car. The car, it still needs some work. We've got to get some suspension adjustments made so that it'll transfer some weight. Maybe a tire adjustment, switch to a different rear tire so it'll hook a little bit better. But in the end, it's a 24-inch wheel on a car with factory suspension. And I just wasn't able to get it to 60 foot. It would spin. I tried changing the way I was doing my burnouts. I tried big burnouts, small burnouts. And still, I could not get it to hook on the launch. And I essentially got down to where I was leaving off idle. And it would still kick the tires. If you watch the videos, the car doesn't even squat. It just kicks the tires and rolls out. But anyways, we went out and I was able to pick up several tenths off the times he was running. And the car ran pretty consistent. Every pass I made, I think I ended up making 3 or 4 passes. And the car was within a tenth of itself each pass, even though it was spinning. So car's running pretty consistent. It feels smooth. It's got a lot of potential. We just got to get the 60 foot down. I don't have any of the time slips to share, but I do have a few videos. Anyways, the car felt good. Like I said, we're going to make those adjustments, and then we will have it back out to try again. Like I said, had never driven the car. The first time I drove it was in the freaking race, and we ended up making it a couple rounds, so that was pretty cool. We ended up losing to Edwin. He's a boy that lives up north with a BMW, actually, on 22-inch wheels. And we ended up losing to him. He made a pretty good pass. Like I said, did 60 foot worth of crap. And the car spun a little worse on that pass than it did any of the other ones. Once it hooked, he didn't leave me anymore, but he already had me by a few lengths and I just could not run him down. So that kind of ended our little streak early, but you know, it is what it is. So anyways, I know a lot of you guys were asking for updates on the junkyard box recently. And that's what I've got for you. The car did make it out to that event. The car ran really good. It ran cool. It shifted good. Everything felt smooth. And we do have some adjustments to make. The car is at Calvin's shop now, so I can't really film any of the stuff going on with it. But as we mess with it, I will try to get some more videos. And we had intentions yesterday, but didn't get it done. But I will be doing a video where we sit down with Calvin and talk and do one of the horsepower highlights type videos that I've been trying to start doing. But we'll kind of break down what's done to the car, which you guys are going to be really surprised at how little it is. And we'll get all that done and get a video up for you guys to see. And as we start taking it to races, we'll get some more footage of that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support as always. And next time we're back, we'll be probably wrenching on Brandon's truck over here some more. So anyways, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.